the way they have bought into sacrifice. Doncic working Holiday. Doncic bangs inside.
In good position defensively.
Then on the shot clock, Kyrie now against Jayson Tatum. And Kyrie on the dance floor.
Irving is trying to shake Joe. He does. Left hand.
That's ridiculous.
Doncic step back three.
And it will be Luka from Jones who drives and over Brown.
Going to go with 13 points. Doncic leaning in, spine in the corner. Washington, Dave Pash here in Oklahoma City. The Mavs with an 8-point lead. Irving penetrates, finds Washington.
Damn.
Corner.
I was going to say you might want to avoid that switch.
Yeah. Lively sword.
Doncic screen Washington. Give and go. Extra feed.
Anderson on him. Doubled by Towns. Finds a gap. Throws it up high. Gafford down.
Gave it up. Everyone paid attention where the ball was, and they backdoored Luka right to the basket.
Washington taking advantage of Gilgeous-Alexander.
And so, where is this? You know, when we're talking about the Dallas Mavericks offense, it starts with Luka and Kyrie. And those two are two of the, you know, they have to be some of the greatest one-on-one players that we have ever seen in the NBA. Ever. They both have a great handle. You can't take the ball away from them. They can hit any type of shot. They have floaters. They can go left. They have everything. So they are the mismatch. You know how I was talking yesterday about the Boston Celtics need to match up hunt. And the Dallas Mavericks will do that to an extent. They're going to hunt Al Horford. But the reality is, in most scenarios, Luka and Kyrie are the matchup on whoever is guarding them. And so when they are left in a one-on-one situation, they need to take advantage of that in this series, because I don't think it's going to happen too often where they're not going to see two people on them at a time. They're too good. They're too talented. They've shown in this stretch, in this last month, how dominant they are on offense. Just the two of them. Right? They can pick your whole defense apart. And it really starts, like I said, for them it really starts at the half court. And I guess let's just really talk. Let's talk about some of these things real quick, right? So right here, we obviously see Jrue Holiday on Luka. So the one thing you have to understand is Jrue Holiday, being the Boston Celtics, I think he would be considered their best perimeter defender, on-ball, one-on-one defender, right? And they are not equipped to double team when Jrue Holiday is the defender on the ball. And so when Luka gets this, he needs to take advantage of it. And the one way he could take advantage of that is by posting up Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday is too small. Look, a double has to come ideally from Exum is where this needs to come from, right? He needs to slide down over here and then just force Exum to shoot that shot and everyone stay home. But instead, you get that and it's an easy bucket. Same thing here, right? Kyrie gets a pick. Tatum is a solid defender. They leave it. Tatum has size on Kyrie, right? And yet, it doesn't even fucking matter. This is another situation. I was talking yesterday. You want to force Kyrie left, right? SGA does what he's supposed to do right here. Shows on that right hand, so he has to go the other way. still manages to get a shot off. Now, you know, Kyrie probably went right to begin with to soften this up. Because we saw, you know, Williams took a step down, right? He wasn't as high up. Before, Williams was up over here. And so that freed Kyrie up a little bit. But they have to be able to score in these one-on-one situations, right? Like here, Boston, Derek White. Derek White is playing this as well as you can. There is no pocket pass right now because Washington doesn't end up rolling. They have help right over here. And Luka takes the only shot he could take, and he hits it. You know, they're also going to have to try to get Luka on the weak side. This came from Derek Jones Jr. This pass, get it on the weak side so Luka can have easier one-on-one matchups. Right? Like, this is just... And then the other part is Luka and Kyrie have done such an amazing job of hitting the corner guy. They can do it under so many different situations. We see Luka doing it here off the dribble and a fake. Like, he has to help on him. That's why he's here. Right? As you can see, Shea is not even paying any attention. And I don't think that's Dort, but you are paying attention to the wrong one. This is the right person to be paying attention to. You know, just a slight mistake, a little bit of an opening, easy shot. Kyrie does the same thing right here. Keeping his dribble alive. This is solid defense. This, you know, making him work for it. If he gets a little fadeaway here in the paint, you can't be mad at it because it's heavily contested. Instead, Shea here helps, right? Leaving PJ. No communication. No one gets back. And Kyrie hits this. Also, on the pick and roll, obviously, right? We're going to see this all the time where he's going to have this pass because they're going to put two on the ball. You can't be that low on that pick and roll with Kyrie. You have to meet him at the level of the screen. And then speaking of the level of the screen, Josh Giddey is not meeting him at the level of the screen. He's late to it. And so Luka just makes an easy read. They do a little give and go. And how many times have we seen this? Right? You can't be running to you have to just be there, and because they're gonna get around you, and now it's just street ball right over here. And then we're gonna talk about this more in a second, but PJ Washington, you know, with Derek White, with Drew Holiday on the floor, he's going to have to try to get some post-ups on those two players to supplement his three-point shooting. And what we've seen out of the Dallas Mavericks is that they are going to get good shots pretty much every time down. Their best players are going to make the decisions, and they are also the best playmakers and the best shooters, the best scorers on the team. And you put them in a position where they get to go downhill at your defense. That defense is going to have a long fucking day. And so you really need Luka and Kyrie to look and stay aggressive. You can't have the Kyrie Irving that you had in the Oklahoma City series. Kyrie Irving needs to be in attack mode. Because if he's playing passive, if he's playing with the ball, if he's doing too much probing, that buys time for a player like Drew Holiday. He can try to poke the ball away, right? Against a player like Drew, you have to go quick. You have to attack him. You can't dilly-dally with the ball. And so they have to stay aggressive. They have to attack. And a way that can open that up is through the other guys, right? And that starts with PJ Washington. PJ Washington has been probably the best corner three-point shooter through the playoffs. He's hit big shots. He's hit a ton of them. Obviously, he hits threes from everywhere, but he really lives at the corner. And he's also shown that when he hits a couple and you start running him off of the line, that he can take a couple dribbles towards the rim and get a floater, a dunk, or just make a play, right? So he's going to be key in opening up the game for Luka and Kyrie. The other part is Gafford and Lively. How will the Boston Celtics defend that pick and roll? And can they get behind the big? They're going to have to stay active, because if Boston plays the defense where they try to just shade the pick and roll and meet Luka at the rim, that means Gafford and Lively could potentially have free offensive rebounds, right? On pick and roll situations where they could end up with Drew Holiday or Derek White on them, they need to be able to take advantage of those situations as well. Get the ball, drop, step, and dunk it, right? If you also start seeing the Boston Celtics trap Luka, they need to be able to catch the ball and make a play. Now, Lively does a much better job of that, of being able to grab the ball on the short roll, turn around, make a decision of dribble, shot, dribble, pass. He can make that decision. He's slowly able to make that read. Gafford, on the other hand, is a little bit more of like a old school big in that sense, where he's not very good if you put him in a spot to make a decision on the short roll. So he needs to be able to, if he gets the ball in that situation, get it out quick, but not in a rushed way, right? So it's going to really be key for those two big guys to try to free up Luka and Kyrie on the pick and roll. And lastly, Derrick Jones Jr. needs to keep doing what he's doing, which is a filler. He takes threes when he needs to stretch the defense out. He's not at an exceptional rate, right? He's not an exceptional three-point shooter, but he's a threat. He's also done a great job of cutting from the baseline, from the slot. He's staying aggressive, looking for alley-oops as well too. So he needs to keep doing a great job of filling in that role, being a great cutter, right? Because now, if for example, Jaylen Brown or Tatum is guarding him, now you can't fall asleep because this guy is consistently cutting to the basket, looking for openings. So the other guys will have to be huge for the Dallas Mavericks.